How's it going, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about some builds you will probably see me running at the start of next episode. So, to start off with, tried and true, the Cadmus Implement. This build is effectively becoming better simply off of the artifact itself. Wicked already activates pretty much everything in the artifact. It's beyond insane. I was shown a post earlier from a buddy of mine. Let me pull it up over here. And you've probably seen it if you're on Twitter. Is this post here by Ritz. This is a diagram of what Wicked Implement will benefit you with. So to start, Wicked Implement's perk, when you rapidly land precision hits, 3 hits to be precise, causes targets to become slowed on every following headshot. Now, as you can see here are the fragments that are benefiting this. You have Wind Chill. Stasis, a rapid precision weapon hits from a stasis weapon, which is Wicked Implement, give you Frost Armor. You get Headstone. Headstone, destroying a crystal, creates a stasis shard that tracks to you. The perk is a little weird, because you don't need Creeping Attrition active to proc that crystal, or that shard. That shard will then proc. While Frost Armor is active, stasis weapons gain increased reload speed and stability. This, paired with the fragment, when I go back to the game here, Hedrons, should max your stability on Wicked Implement. So keep that in mind, as that will be a very powerful tool. Another tool is Armor of Aramis. While Frost Armor is active, taking red health damage, Broken Shield, will cause a freezing burst, which means any melee-centric player that gets close to you and breaks said shield will freeze. Then when you destroy or kill a frozen target, you create a stasis shard because of Tectonic Harvest. And then also when you have the boost Armor of Aramis, you increase the size of that burst. Now, Crystalline Converter, Severed Cold, and Hail the Storm. These all proc off of Headstone and stasis shards. Crystalline Converter has me very intrigued because you can proc this off of a Glacier, Headstone, and just melee someone. I want to know how those crystals will detonate, because you're also getting the 100 damage Time Bomb that will also activate when you hit someone. Now, Brain Freeze. Frozen Combatants, which I believe will only be a PvE thing. If it's a PvP thing, oh, we're screwed. But we'll have to wait and see. Only a few days left. Also, Wind Chill Boost. Dealing stasis damage to slowed targets has the chance to spawn a shard, cycling into the rest of these artifact mods. Hail the Storm is one we've had in the past. Wicked Implement takes great advantage of this, because now you can slow enemies around your target for just shattering the crystal. Alright, that's Wicked Implement, and its pairings. Kind of what you can do on Titan here. Now, Icefall Mantle is another one that you could do. I don't have one on me. A member of my Discord is definitely going to be running a Icefall setup. I am not ready yet. I don't have the right stat split yet for that, but I am very curious about running that, as there's very good synergy in that possibility. Now, for the sake of the video here, I'm also going to swap to the other 2 classes and kind of run down a few builds that you may also see from there. Hunter specifically here has a few. Oh, wrong space. I guess we unlocked the super too. Alright. I don't think I have this one saved yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and save it to a non-interest subclass here. Okay. Alright. Renewal Grasp. This was already good as is when paired with Wicked Implement, but when you think about Armor of Aramis, you can stand in there. If they break your shield, they're also taking slow from that. You effectively just get an infinite amount of ACD freeze. And then you also can self-proc Armored, the Frost Armor, and just give all of your buffs for effectively free. The new Stasis Hunter Helm has my interest, as Stasis Shards give you energy to all abilities, but you also get energy back for hitting or slowing targets with that helmet equipped. And when the shurikens bounce, and then you shatter that bounce crystal with said shuriken, or a headstone, it will throw out a flurry of shurikens nearby. How many shurikens? Where will they spawn from? How far will they travel? These are things I want to know. Wicked takes good advantage of that because you can also get stasis shards off of shooting said shards, or crystals. Thank you. Alright, Bacchus is going to be good because you can also get a lot of class ability energy back for just doing the cycle with Wicked Implement, which means more dodge, which means more 3-tap Wicked Implement. So keep that in mind as well. I need to get my hands on the exotics to get an idea of how they're going to play. Though that's kind of my Hunter setup, that's my Titan setup. Warlock is the one I'm most interested in, because we have this. I'm using Dato's video because he has a good visual of it. Rhyme Coat Raiment. You summon a simple domain, and all shots of your weapon will now slow. That is Wicked Implement's greatest downside, because you should be able to freeze a Guardian in PvP with this. Enhanced Turret. You get infinitely spawning stasis crystals, and if you stand in the storm, your icicles will apply slow to targets they hit. Wicked Implement will take advantage of this because as long as you're within your domain, get 3 headshots, the next one starts slowing, your turret will target this slowed enemy, applying slow faster. You are also still applying slow, probably at a doubled rate too. So you should theoretically be able to freeze Guardians in about 2 shots, 2 to 3 shots, just off of having it equipped. So that is going to be what I play with the most next season, most likely, simply because of how much synergy there is with Wicked. You can self-proc Frost Armor because of the crystals that are constantly spawning. The turret is juiced. You apply more slow because you don't have to wait for the 3-hit requirement of Wicked to start slowing. Now you can just cycle with that. Also, don't know if I've got it saved in here, but let me find it. Battle Harmony is another setup that I am probably going to be running quite a bit of as you get more supers, and with having so much Frost Armor and having reversal and the freeze when you take lethal damage, I find this to be a very interesting setup because imagine you're in super, you take critical damage, you have Frost Armor, you just freeze a target because they tried to get close enough to you. Now all you do is stab your staff into the sky, shatter, and then continue the cycle. Another option here. Alador's Wrathweavers are getting a change to when you apply Frost Armor to your allies via either Frost Pulse or your super, you gain or renew super energy. I'm very curious to see how much, because in 6s you could potentially have the fastest super simply by running Whisper of Refraction. Defeating slowed or frozen targets grants class ability energy. The artifact perk that gives you more class ability energy when picking up shards. You can potentially give yourself a less than 2-minute super without having Battle Harmony equipped. Keep it in mind. Those are my Warlock setups that I'm probably going to be running. Not a huge length video today, kind of going over the bare minimum of what I'm most likely going to try. There's going to be more things that happen after the update is released, especially with how synergies are going to work. The bold endings is on my radar of weapons to try and get a few plays with. Collective action is going to eat with this weapon type. You should 2-burst consistently, otherwise golden tricorn. And this weapon deals a massive amount of flinch, so keep that in mind. And while you have frost armor equipped up on your character, you also get increased ability, which is a downside of this frame. That's why I run strategist, for the increase to that. Take and run it as your leisure. But with that, that's kind of what I'm looking to run, how I'm looking to experiment. I'll see you when the update drops, and with that, I'll see you tomorrow.